Hi, welcome to What's New in SolidCAM 2015. In this particular example, I will show you what's new in SolidCAM 2015 HSS. What are the new features that we introduced in SolidCAM 2015 was the ability to control feed rates at given areas, right? So what we have in 2015 is if there is a particular area where you would like to drop the feed rate, HSS now allows you to do that. There are two methods in which you could do this. One is to use the faces of the model itself or the part itself, or the other method is to define volumes of material where you would like the feed rate to be controlled. In the first method, let's use the HSS operation, constant Z, geometry faces, start and end at exact face, and we will use 16mm end mill and a tool path of 20mm step over one way. Okay, and in the tool data I will use an RPM of 3000 and a cutting feed rate of 1000, feed rate Z, that's when it's plunging, 500, and when it's retracting to 5000. Okay, and we will hit save and calculate. Now if I show you the simulation, you can see that the feed rate is remaining constant irrespective of which part of the model it is cutting or which part of the surface it's cutting. Now assume that you would like to cut down the feed rates on this corner or on this fillet. It's now possible. We'll make a copy of this, and under the tool feed control we have a new option for feed control zone. We will use a feed control zone and define new set of faces where we will have the possibility to control feed rates. For example, I'm going to select 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These 8 faces I'm going to select, and I can tell to HSS to reduce the feed rate inside these zones by 75%. That means if I have 1000 as my cutting feed rate, the feed rate in the zone is going to be about 750. Say OK, and let's hit save and calculate. Okay, let's run the simulation. You can see that after 1000, the moment it enters into the zone, the feed rate has now dropped to 750. So this will continue. It will keep 750 when inside the zone, increase it to 1000 again, and again drop down to 750. Right? You can see that in all of the zones, the feed rate is now dropping to 750. Now this was method 1. The other method is to use volumes of material. For example, I have 4 bosses that I've extruded out here, and I'm going to use these bosses. You can see that the bosses are not, or the extrusion has not started from the 0 level, but it has started from somewhere midway and then gone below, which means this feature also allows you to control feed rate not on the entire surface but even on a portion of a particular zone. Okay, so now let's go back again to our feed control zone and new faces. Now because you need to select a closed volume, we'll pick one of the faces from the model so that it captures the color, and I will find all the faces of that particular color. You can see that it has selected 24 surfaces, which is basically 4 cubes. Let's say OK, and the inside feed rate will now be dropped to 75%. So let's run the calculation, and if we now look at the simulation, okay, let's go a bit slowly. It's still running at 1000 in spite of the corners, because the feed reduction will happen only from that point below. Okay, now I can see that As it comes close to that particular zone, it will automatically drop down the feed rate to 750. It won't keep it to 1000. This is a very important feature where you can use this feature, especially if you're using long tools, so that on the short tools you don't need any feed reduction, but as you start going below with a long tool, you need feed reduction. So this is a very useful feature which can be found in SolidCAM 2015. Thank you very much for your time.